Have you personally heard the Gunna tape while it was in court, like the actual audio recording?
I heard the recordings, yeah.
Okay.
I seen the videos, like a 1 minute video. I heard it.
Okay. I'm gonna go through that again with
Okay.
you, and going by the audio, break it down as far as like what the judge was asking him.
Became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens? Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. Yes, ma'am.
Personal knowledge. That part I would admit.
Okay, so upon hearing that audio,
Okay.
he acknowledged that YSL is a gang, and
And a
Thug
record
is
and
splitting this.
a record label.
And okay, and a record label.
Yep. He said yes, man.
But the approach Thug and them was using is YSL is not a gang.
That's the initial approach.
Okay.
That's when they got locked up first.
Okay.
But shit changed.
Plans change.
Plans change. When you looking at X amount of years in jail, yeah, you get locked up. Of course, you on there. I'm on that rah-rah. Until you look at all the evidence that they got against you, you see everything, right? They asked him, "Is YSL a gang?" And we don't know what Thug is gonna plead. Nobody knows what Thug is gonna do.
Because he was in court the other day,
Smiling and shit.
happy.
And from what I seen, he might be getting out too.
Yeah, because the whole situation with the court not being able to use his phone, what's that about? You know,
Well, you need a warrant to search people's homes, or you can't go to nobody's house. If it's a traffic stop, it's different. If they have reasonable doubt that you got something in your car, they can search your car on the street. But to come into my house and search my house, you need a warrant. So if you come to my house, you come to arrest me, and you just get in there, you say I'm gonna help myself to whatever. You can't use that in court. I mean, speaking of not using things in court, what Gunna said on that tape, on that recording, they're not using that in court. They're not using that on the stand against anybody.
yeah.
That's just
But because Thug's lawyer's been doing overtime.
yeah. Gunna's lawyer came out and he said what he said. Gunna's not snitching. He did this, and Gunna can't get on the stand. They're not using it against anybody in that situation on trial or nothing. So I'm liable to go with the lawyers than to go with people in this person's camp. Cause niggas got feelings, and niggas got motives, and there's a lot of shit that goes along with that. That unless you my lawyer and you working out the deal for me, you're not excuse me, you're not getting out of court to call my team behind me. Oh, we doing this, we doing that, we do not. That's none of their fucking business.
No.
Cause niggas leak shit. These niggas talking like birds right now. That's why between you and your lawyer, it's that information on what's going on right now. It's on a need to know basis. It's between the defendant and the lawyer. That's it. Maybe mama, maybe my sister, not Pee Wee from up the street. No, everybody just got feelings about it, so they might not know what the fuck going on. That don't mean if you're not privy to that information. You're not. Who are you in the case? What does it got to do with you? Ain't got nothing to do with you. It's not you don't need to know what they got going on.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. Even if you did speak to somebody, yeah, you might be shocked that this came out. Maybe you were expecting something else. That doesn't mean that you know anything.
Okay.
And the fact that you don't know says a lot too.
So, all right. To jump forward with the video that we saw, to the part where the George was like, you and Jeffrey was in a car, and there was gun, meth, and drugs in the car. You know, and he outright said no, that wasn't his. You know, how do you classify that? Is that snitching?
If you and I are in a car,
Me and you in the car.
you and I in a car, right? Let's put it on us. Let's put ourselves in that situation. You and I in the car. They find weed. Let's say we smoking, whatever. They find weed in the car. Neither of us take claim to it. Never say it's mine or it's yours. We both doing the time for that. If neither of us say it's ours, we both are they're gonna charge both of us with possession
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
How you know I'm not gonna snitch?
It's not about if you would want to or not. It's if do I want you to take the fall for it? That's what it comes down to. Because I could say, oh, you take the fall or I take the fall, and then you do all the time, and I do no time, or I do all the time, and you do no time. But if none of us claim the shit, guess what? We both do the time, and we take it. So that's the opposite of snitching.
So in Gunna's situation, he clearly said the things that was in the car wasn't his. What is that implying? That he has to be thug, or what is he
It's
trying to
implying that he's not taking the fall for it.
say? Okay.
It is not implying that it has to be. He didn't say it. The only thing that implies something is if I say that that's his.
Because earlier you had a chat about the situation, and you were saying, I mean, he could try to. He's a celebrity. 9 times out of 10, he doesn't probably drive that car every day. He got loved
There's
ones.
people.
And
He got
family.
drivers. He got people in that's driving the car. He's got people. I gotta pick the kids up. He got this, that, and the other. So at the end of the day, the shit can be in the car, but you might not have any knowledge of the shit. You feel me? So that doesn't mean that you put it in there or Thug put it in there. Even though it's the two of us in the car, like I can borrow my auntie's car. She might have some shit. Like how many people before they drive a car, they open everything and search everything before they drive? How many people do that?
Yeah.
Probably not many.
Not a lot.
Yeah,
Not a lot.
exactly. But if the police search the car and they find some shit, it's not yours. It's not yours.
That's kind of true if you really think about it. But again, they're looking at it from a perspective of it's your car.
The police
we
is
could care less
yeah,
if you let
yeah.
X amount of people drive this car each and every day. But that's how they're looking at it. But to be realistic, you're right.
Yeah, no. Honestly, it's like that's how I look at it. It's like the owner, and then if the owner of the car is not on the scene, then you can't go back and be like, oh, this is the person who did it. And these people, cars, whatever, it might not even be in their name. You feel me? You don't know these. There's a lot of moving parts that come along with the shit. Like it might be the car might be registered to an LLC. YSL is a label. It might be registered to the LLC. It might not. They didn't say whose car it is. They said there's two of you in the car. We found this. Who does it belong to? It's possible that it doesn't belong to either of us.
Either of us.
That's a possibility.